Nissa, tell the audience what you're doing.
Try to figure out how hill descent control is working on the original manual, because I have absolutely no idea.
My point was the fact that you're reading an instruction manual for the first time ever on TSPEC TV.
Because that hill is quite steep and I want to know what I'm doing before I go down it.
Hello guys, welcome back to TSPEC TV. Recently we did an entire gearbox and clutch swap on Nissa's new Discovery 2.
And that means that now we've finally got the chance to actually take the Discovery off-road. And if you correct me, I don't think we ever had a Discovery off-roading on our channel yet.
I do not believe we have.
No. But for that purpose, we have come here to our very own test track, the Land Rover Experience test track, which is right in our backyard. So you might be wondering why I went ahead and got a Discovery 2 for my next car. Well, firstly because it's a lot cheaper to drive compared to a V8 that has another one, but also this car should be pretty much as nimble off-road as the Defender should be. And the reason for that is that the axles are pretty much the same as the Defender, the gearbox the same, the transfer box the same, and even the engine is also the same. So pretty much this is just a more refined off-roading machine compared to the Defender. But does that actually make it better? That's kind of why we're here to find out. But first I want to go in and have a look inside and see what kind of things that this one has that that one does not have. So now we move to the inside of the Discovery 2, and already here the layout is completely different compared to a Defender. Although, as I said, it's still the same. We've got two gear levers, we've got the high-low range, got a normal 5-speed gear lever here. But other than that, we got loads of extras, which is the cruise control. We got hill descent. We got heated seats. We got automatic mirrors all the way around, and also the side mirrors also automatic, which is a lot more than what you can stand or what you could get from a Defender. But even though the price of this one was a lot cheaper compared to a Defender in Denmark, I really don't get why, because I'm absolutely in love driving this thing. It doesn't have the shape or like the history of the Defender, but pretty much apart from that, it is just a Defender in disguise.
So now that we've gone through the tech and the features of the Disco 2, we're going to jump in the Defender, do a quick lap of the track with some of its obstacles, and go through why that is arguably, note the word arguably, don't write angry comments yet, arguably better than this. You're just going to exaggerate all of these like head bobbing movements to make the Discovery win here. So this is quite a good test of comfort, I suppose, and I can tell you right now there is not much of it currently. So that's one obstacle cleared, and then this won't really test much other than my driving skills in terms of how centered I can get this. No, I'm on.
You're back on?
What do you mean back on? I'm on.
You went down.
No, I'm missing. I'm on-ish. Yeah. Good enough. So we're going over there.
Yeah, going around right here. Although on the suspension parts, it should be pretty much the same, because my one haven't got the airbags in the back anymore. Because sometimes when you come out to the vehicle, they might be flat and you can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
So just to kind of make sure that the car will drive, you can take those airbags out and then compress out, and that way just put normal springs in there, which of course compromises the ride a bit. But also when you're towing trailers, you're going to be a bit more saggy in the back. But you're not going to come out to a flat Discovery.
So the camera probably doesn't do these justice, but we've got these quite big like humps on each side of us now.
Yeah. A lot of weird sounds maybe.
Well, your V8 always made weird sounds.
Yeah. There's also an old man stretching out.
No? No sounds?
No.
Which means my trailing arms are alright.
Yeah.
Glad I got all those new Gwyn Lewis bits. And I've had to open my window, ladies and gentlemen, because I don't have air conditioning, unlike the Discovery.
That's one up for the Discovery.
Are we going to do like a Top Gear style leaderboard at the end? and then you'll just get 40,000 points for something stupid. Now we've got some watery potholes. Again, this is... Whoa. What's the ride height actually on the Discovery? Oh no, we're getting some creaking sounds now. But then you don't have the air suspension, so...
No, so it should be...
it's probably lower.
Yeah, it should be about the same. I'm guessing it's a standard one.
Okay. It is, for once actually, we're doing something kind of scientific because we have the same tyres as well. Yeah. Same engine, same tyres, same gearbox. I can't say gearbox. Gearbox. This is my favourite bit. I don't know why driving through water is so satisfying, but it is. Isn't it? No,
it is.
It is. It's driving through water is satisfying.
Especially muddy water.
Yeah.
The best kind of water.
I know you're not supposed to go fast, but I want to splash.
Not bad.
Are we going right?
Yeah. A bit of a
very steep hill with a very small crest. So that is our ramp angles being tested.
Yep.
No problems.
That is where the Discovery might have a bit of a drop compared to the Defender because it's quite a bit longer, both in the front and the rear.
Yeah, you got quite a long overhang. Actually.
Yeah, I do. So that might come in handy with the Defender having a bit shorter.
Now we have the knobbly brick road. Not the yellow brick road from the Wizard of Oz, but the knobbly brick road.
Knobbly brick road.
Again, going to be interesting to test comfort. But this means we're coming up to my least favourite part now.
Yeah. Just going to keep my hand down here.
Push it forward. Actually, that's a good point. You don't have diff lock, or you kind of do, but you do, but you don't.
I do not have diff lock.
You have traction control.
I do have traction control, which is the new diff lock in it.
The new diff lock.
Although,
except for the fact that they put it back on because they realised they made a mistake.
They did. But on my gearbox, the first letter and 2 numbers, which is Delta 41, which means that my transfer case actually has still the diff lock mechanism inside of it. So if I go out to Ashcroft's website, I can get the linkage and everything brought from it and just fit it straight in. And that way we'll have the diff lock again. But I don't know, I'm gonna have to see how good the ABS is, if I even need the diff locking onto it.
Now, I'm not sure that the camera is going to do this justice because this hill is really, really steep. Will you back me up on this, Nissa?
Yeah, it is quite steep.
So we're in low range first gear, and now the weird thing is, firstly, okay, I'm just going to say I can't see the bottom of the hill. I can't even see the hill right now from the driver's seat. Secondly, I don't want to touch the clutch or the brake while I'm going down this, because if I touch the clutch I'm basically in neutral and I'm just going to roll down.
Yeah.
If I touch the brake the wheels lock up and I'm just going to slide down, and if I touch the throttle I'll just go faster. That's pointless. So I want first gear, low range, and basically only steer, which is a little bit terrifying because the natural human thing is to slam on the brakes. So here we go. But this is going to be one of the more interesting parts of yours because...
And you said that the low range right to pop out sometimes?
Oh my god, all the stuff is falling down.
No problemo.
It's just... That went alright.
Nobody died?
There's no one in the back, so no one died.
Oh, we lost him.
Should we go around and do those rocks?
Yeah.
And then we'll finish up this...
We'll do the...
Oh, the bank, yeah, well then we can go around that way and go out.
Oh, we've got a little creek here.
Oh yeah, there's like a ditch in the middle of this road. But basically, it'll be interesting to test your hill descent control on that, because we haven't really tried that out yet.
Nope.
At all. We tried it out on flat ground, but that kind of defeats the point.
Yeah.
So, because actually that's the scary thing, is when we do it in yours, we're kind of putting faith in the electronics. Whereas this is mechanical, so it's like, you're a bit more, I don't know, safe in a way, or it feels a bit more reliable for some reason, I think.
It does.
sand. It's a cloud of diesel smoke here. We smell it. Right, so again, we're just going to be like taking this as slowly as possible.
This one's pretty much the same as the logs, except it's a bit more uneven.
Actually, the logs were less comfortable, I would say. But I'm not, I mean, I'm giving it like 1% throttle right now. The car's just kind of pulling itself over, because if it goes any faster, we're going to be thrown out of our seats, I think. There we go. And now we've got a steep bank, and that should be the last obstacle. Is this going to be scary for you or me? You're on the top of it.
Yeah, it's going to be scary for me.
Okay, good. Oh, but that means it's going to be scary for me on the next one. How high do I actually want to go up this? Ooh. Yeah, this is fine. I can almost touch the ground. You look so far away from me. And everything is fine. Yeah, note to viewers and ourselves, don't put stuff like just loose around, because it just flies everywhere. Professionally unprofessional, that's our slogan.
Professionally unprofessional. We know how to be professional, we just don't like it.
Or professional at being unprofessional.
Oh, right.
Either way you want to look at it. And there we go, we didn't die. So that was half of it done. Now let's go try out the disco. The untested one.
The untested one.
It's a bit hot in here, Nis, so don't you think we could do with some air conditioning?
Oh yes, I'll just press these buttons here. Want to know how hot it is outside?
Not really.
Oh,
but you can.
That's 13 degrees outside, yeah.
Very useful. What am I supposed to do with that information?
Wait 10 seconds for the switch over to the normal air conditioning. Low range, first gear, and letting the clutch go. Not touching anything.
Oh my god! You know what we said about not leaving stuff loose?
Yeah, a lot of stuff in the back.
It's a little, I don't know, I'm not sure there's a huge difference from the Defender. Maybe a little better.
I'll say just about the same. Although the springs are also the same, as I haven't got the airbags.
It's quieter.
It is.
You can give it that, give it a point for that.
Point for quietness. I have no idea where the wheels are on this thing.
Well, you give me a hard time for it.
Missing the rear wheels, aren't they?
Yeah, you are. So that's minus 10 points for the Discovery.
Damn it.
Actually, I say it's quieter, but it doesn't sound as good. But then you can just get a remap. So
yeah.
It's not the camera points to that. Just because you haven't done it yet.
It's like the first time we're driving it in low range with the gearbox working.
But with the gearbox working, I was going to say you drove around in low range in fourth gear.
I think the bushings and the trailing arms are quite shot on this thing.
Oh!
Oh!
What was that? Was that just because you didn't give it throttle?
Yeah.
Oi! Hey, that was
and that was the ABS kicking in.
Yeah.
It like locks the two wheels and put power on the
ones. The Defender did that a lot more smoothly, I have to say.
It did. And you didn't have a diff lock on either.
No.
No.
I did not. I still managed fine.
See if it does the same here on the potholes. Letting it go, not touching anything.
Have you realised that there's a spare wheel right behind a very expensive drone, and we're about to go down a very steep hill, and there's going to be like a 40-kilo wheel coming down on that. I think I might have to grab it. That was very smooth.
That was quite smooth, yeah. Every single time that thing goes like drrrr, that's because the ABS is working and braking one of the wheels.
Oh, okay, yeah. I see. But I don't think I've been in a Discovery 2 off-road for about 15 years when our grandfather had one.
It's quite a long time ago he had one. And you had the snorkel on it.
Yeah, snorkel water.
Yeah.
See? Not that it's that deep, but
no.
It's just a long puddle. touching the bottom of the rim.
Let's see if we can go up this hill without any sort of assistance by the throttle.
You're not going to touch the throttle?
No.
I won't make it up. Okay, I'm impressed. Made it up that, no problem, but couldn't get over those little... Whoa! What was that?
Small water bottle. I'll put it in my
Get me in the
cup
back of
holder.
it.
Oh, you want more cup holders? You want even more cup holders?
Are you kidding me?
Also, in the door pens, there's
Fat
also
or
2.
thirsty?
So you got even more.
Yeah, so in fact, if you had the door cards, then we'd have 8 cup holders to ourselves.
Yeah. 2 trays.
As someone who's going to McDonald's and getting like 8 extra large Cokes.
But then probably if you put a Coke in here, anything in here, it's gonna like interrupt your first gear.
Yeah. Also, I wouldn't do that on this terrain.
No. If you want to go even bigger,
There we
you can
go.
do that.
Well, then you can put that there and you've got 10 cup holders. I probably should concentrate on the actual off-road ability of this vehicle.
And not just
No,
cup
this is
holders.
very smooth. This is very smooth.
Although that's one thing that the Td5 has, which really not a lot of people know of. But if you put it in low range and first gear, you got something called anti-stall. We actually tested that out when the Td5 first came out, and we had one at T-Spec. We put one of the big Ford tractors in the back, put a chain between it, put it into first gear and low gear, and just let the clutch go. And then we went out of the vehicle. The vehicle was just standing, jumping up and down.
Really?
You can't stall it in first low range.
Wow.
So if you do that, doing any sort of off-road, just put it in first gear and let like all the controls go, and it'll just simply do its own job. But what we heard over that was because there wasn't enough throttle to activate the ABS system, because it needs to have a certain amount of revolution so it can feel like, oh, this wheel just haven't got any traction, so it'll brake it. So there you need to assist a tiny bit on the throttle. Otherwise than that, I haven't really touched the throttle that much, except just jumping one obstacle to another one. So now we're going to press this button here.
Oh, God, I hope you read that instruction manual well.
Which engaged the hill descent. He's going to go straight into it here.
Oh my God.
Letting go of everything except the steering wheel.
Yeah, don't let go of that.
Go. Right in the end there, the hill descent kicked in. So it was quite...
That was actually
quite
fine.
Yeah. And I read in the instruction manual that you can actually leave the hill descent in all the way through there, like whenever off-roading you're doing.
Oh, okay.
Then something when it started blinking red, I think it was, or yellow, it's because the brakes are getting too hot.
This does actually have quite a lot of stuff in it.
It does.
You make a good point. Like, to be fair, you know, I get the kind of price difference between this and the Defender to an extent. I think some Defender prices have gone a bit silly since the production ended. But I think mine was like 90 to 100,000 kroner. I don't know what that is in pounds. I think it's like 12,000 pounds, and that was 4 years ago. And this, how much did you pay for this?
I paid, what was that? 27,000 Danish kroner, I think it was.
Okay.
Yeah, 27.
So you paid like £3,500 ish.
Yeah. And then
my Defender was like 11 or something.
Yeah, I would say with
10, 11,000.
That was with the busted gearbox. Without that, it was about 36, I think I gave for it. 35.
But still, for a disco that is otherwise fine, and you know, and it's got, like you said, everything the Defender has.
It does.
And with the Defender, you're basically paying for the name. It's like almost like a fashion item. It sounds so weird to say, because you know, mine is not in that level of, you know, it's like a workhorse. It's not one of those ones that you see driving around Knightsbridge in London. You know, it's not like a tidy example, but you are still kind of paying for that heritage, I guess you could say. Like the story behind it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because, you know, even, you know, you can drive the Defender out, and Denmark is not a country that is known, you know, it's not like a very car-friendly country. There's not a lot of petrol heads here, not in like the UK or the US, for example. But I still get people looking at me in a Defender and kids pointing and stuff like that when I'm in a Defender, and that's my Defender, not even your big V8 with big wheels Defender, and I still get attention in that. And that's kind of the thing. It's just like this. Just to a normal person, this just looks like a generic 4x4 or SUV. Whereas a Defender, it's like everyone knows that's a Defender, or it's like a classic 4x4 in a way.
Like the boxy design.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't take that away from it.
That's what makes it special. That drone's going to go flying in a second without us even touching the controls. This doesn't feel intimidating, actually.
No. Yeah, also one thing to note is that this car also have got the ACE pump taken off, which is the enhanced cornering system or controls, where it simply goes in. It's like an active roll bar, where you got hydraulics pushing down on the roll bar to keep one of each of the axles pushed down.
So if we were on that slope with that, it would kind of level, or not level out completely, but to a point it would level out.
It will try and move around because you've got a sensor up here somewhere. I think there's also one down there somewhere. But it like senses what kind of movement the car got, and then it will put oil pressure to what need to level out the vehicle.
But it's been deactivated?
Yeah, the pump is simply just gone, but everything is in place. Like all.
Are you going to replace that?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to get a new pump. They're quite expensive, but it should just be a pump in, and then maybe a leak somewhere I need to fix, but otherwise than that, it should actually be up and running.
Okay.
So I think we've learned pretty much nothing there, other than the fact that this hill descent control does in fact work. All we know is that this is rugged and this is a little bit more refined and has a few more features. But basically they're both amazing vehicles. This one's cheaper, this one's more expensive, this one's more rugged, this one's more comfortable. I don't know. But this is a kind of prelude or prologue kind of to us actually going out and taking these off-road properly in the woods. So if you are reaching for your keyboard to write a comment about how that wasn't properly off-roading, we are going to take these both out together for a proper silly off-road trip in the woods at some point very, very soon. We just thought it'd be quite fun to take the Disco in particular down here to the track, where we can kind of try out these obstacles and, you know, these bits of technology and things like that before we go out properly into the woods. So do you have anything you would like to add? Want to defend everything again? Yeah? No?
I do, but I still just more like the looks of it, but I kind of like the luxuries of this.
Yeah, it was quite nice.
I like this.
Well, I have to admit, when you first got this, and we did that reveal, 10,000 subscriber reveal video, I was quite jealous of all these kind of features and things you had, and the fact you still have the Td5 engine, which I love, and it is still a Land Rover and all of that. But then when I got back in this, I was like, I kind of like this more.
Yeah.
Like I was really jealous in a way, because it was also around the time that this had that wheel wobble, and like there was a bunch of things going wrong with this, and I was getting really fed up, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna go buy a Discovery. I'm fed up. And then when I drove it properly, I was like, oh, I quite like that.
Yeah.
So in the words of Jeremy Clarkson, this is brilliant, but I like this.
Yeah.
You know, that is amazing.
How it is.
Yeah, that is amazing. But if I had to pick one personally, it would be this, even though they're both fantastic. And I know that there's a big following for both in the Land Rover world. But anyway, that is it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.